What is up, my homies? How are we doing? It's been a minute. It's been a week. Well, 6 days and 22 hours-ish. How's it going, everyone? One drunk man. Apples are cool. I am Karcha. Hello, hello. We got some Chorin to do today. A couple simple things. And I got Doodlebob or Abracadaniel.
What up?
In the Discord as well. Some other people may join later. Who knows? We're just hanging out. Like I said, I'm going to be soldering an Evolve today. If you exclamation point Chorin, it'll say exactly what I'm doing today, which is I'm going to be resoldering the Evolve. And if you can hear the sirens, sorry, that just started, and it is super loud. And then I'm going to be prepping some blueberry switches for Abracadaniel that match that board. So it's going to be a pretty chill stream. Again, if you were here Saturday last week, you'll know we're just hanging out. Ask any question you would like to myself or Miss Abracadaniel. And I'll probably go into some detail about the last week, because the last week has been difficult. Different, I guess, would be the biggest version of that. Apologies for not streaming Tuesday or Wednesday. We did not have reliable power. Or like any power, which is...
Yeah, any power for a while.
So... yeah, it's going to be a nice chill stream. Pretty sure you don't need to apologize. I figure, but we like streaming, and we know, while I know no one is upset with us, we like sticking to a schedule as best as we can. Could have done it, I guess, on our phones, but maybe next time if something like this happens, we'll just do like a Discord hangout. So... hopefully, yeah, things are much better. I can see lots of cement. It's like 37 right now and sunny, so lots of stuff is melting, which is great. So yeah, I think we were able to drive around and go get some groceries, as we had to throw out all of our food that had spoiled in the refrigerator. Luckily, we were able to, get Monday. We kind of trekked out. It was a bit rough driving, but we were able to go get like some PB&Js and some cereal, some more, not pasta. What was the other thing we got?
I think that was it.
No, there was one more thing that I'm completely forgetting.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Now I'm going.
Because we pretty much lived off of cereal and
PB&Js. I guess jam was the jam and peanut butters, but that obviously goes under the PB&J category. And then we had a lot of noodles, so anytime it was kind of funny. It's like power clicked on. It was like, all right, let's go cook a bunch of noodles as fast as possible, and get that running. We have all these fancy olive oils that my lovely sister-in-laws gave my wife for Christmas or birthday. I think it was birthday.
Christmas.
It was both. Because you got the small ones.
Sure
You got the small ones for your birthday.
birthday.
Small ones, I think, was the birthday, and then the big one,
right.
a big one of the fancier garlic olive oil. So it was kind of funny, like how it was like, go, 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 go. And then it clicked on Thursday. It clicked off at like 10. And we actually just slept a lot because it was like, well, we got to stay warm.
Get under the blankets because it's the only warm spot, and then you're like, I could nap.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm going to get under the blankets and, kind of snuggle up to conserve heat. We lit a couple candles and to like kind of keep that heat source. Thank you, Langlandia, for telling me that one candlelight can keep a car warm enough to keep you from freezing. So we lit like 7 candles in the bedroom to add a little extra heat. And I mean, I don't think we were ever really miserable.
I mean, pretty chilly at one point.
There was some cold times on Monday. We were more just bored, and then with not being able to have power means our phones were not charged. But luckily, after Monday, it was like Monday at 5, I think, was the first time we'd had it all day, and we were like, charge everything and cook all the noodles, and
that was short-lived.
and that was like, I think that was an hour and a half. And then it's funny how dark everything is.
Especially when you're sitting there in front of your computer, just hanging out, and then it's like, dunk, and
Yeah,
the
just,
lights go out,
and it's just you're just like sitting in a pitch black room. Hey girl, Keeb Noob, if you would like to come into chat, by all means. Can I see that light, by the way? We benefited from the fact that I stream. So this is my old light that I used with my old camera. And this thing provided, look at that blinding light. This thing provided quite a bit of light during, I didn't think about it until Tuesday, which stinks because Monday we were like, let's try and play cards, and we couldn't really play cards. I need to get out of bed. I love it.
It was funny because we were playing a game of Gin on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
And then the lights went out, or the power went out, and then we were like, well, you want to play cards but in real life? And then it was like, never mind, we can't see anything.
So, I mean, it'd be like that. It was a unique experience. I mean, it wasn't suffering. We were fortunate. We were more fortunate than most. We never lost internet. How was the water? We never actually had any free. We dripped our sinks constantly from Saturday night is when they told us to start doing it. So we actually never lost water or anything like that. We have a lot of internal. We only have one sink. We have 3 sinks, and only one of them faces an external wall. So we just drip that a little bit harder. We didn't really have hot water for a while because we were dripping all the hot water.
It's a really fun time to take a shower, a cold shower when the power is out. It's great.
I mean, you just had to suffer. You just had to suffer with me. Now, I just didn't shower for like 2 days, but I mean, the good thing is you don't really sweat when it's freezing. So, but let's get to some Chorin. Let me move over to the desk. So we've got. Looks a little messy with these chords. How embarrassing. So I'm going to show off the Evolve again. So what happened? The Evolve, the Boo, I can't talk. I can never talk. The build went fine, but the issue was that this plate was opposite. It was reverse. So you see how, let me zoom in some here. These cutouts are for south facing. So these cutouts that are nice and wide down here, there's a lot of space, and that allows the wire to pop up. So I actually had to go in and Dremel. There we go. I had to Dremel. You can see it's kind of rounded. Dremel out so that the wires can actually fully come up. So the space bar was sticking. Yes, I did scratch it. I did contact the person. I felt very terrible about it, but I was like, I will happily replace the plate. But luckily, he was relaxed about it and said, well, it's purely cosmetic and you're not going to be able to see it anyway once it's built. And Dremels are tough to deal with, and when you're dealing with that small of a space, it can be pretty easy to make small little mistakes because if it's spinning fast, and you have to spin it fast enough for it to grind. But when it spins really fast and you catch a spot, it'll kind of like take the plate with you. So I had a little mark. Immediately contacted. If you're building a board for someone and there's a scuff, just immediately contacted them. If it's your own fault, you know, it depends on the damage. You run the risk of damaging someone's board, and when you send your board to someone, you run the risk of them damaging it. With something like this, luckily, it's just a small cosmetic that it can be hidden easily. So I wasn't too worried. And a plate, you know, if you mess the plate up, plates are pretty inexpensive to fix. So, or if you had to replace, but that's just the risk you run, right? But luckily, you know, like I said, you can't even really tell from here. If you get it up close, you can tell that right above that right stab, there's a little mark. I guess it's also fortunate it's carbon fiber because one, I wouldn't have been able to Dremel out that, or it would have taken a much longer time. But two, because it's kind of got that pattern on it already, it's harder to notice. But we're going to solder this back together, ensure that the spacebar works, and then move on to some blueberry switches. How are y'all doing today? What are y'all up to? I'm sure a lot of you are watching Apiary stream. We'll be rating her at the end of the stream. She's given away so much stuff.
Yeah, she's doing some really dope giveaways.
It's kind of insane.
I haven't watched today, but I was watching last night.
So, Apiary, the people's champion. What are you guys up to today? As I wait for the solder to get all toasty. Hopping in, Miss Keebnoo.
Hey.
Hello. Hey, girl.
Girl, I just woke up and I just woke up to an artisan invoice, my dudes.
Heck yeah.
From Sody Caps.
I knew you would win that one. I literally
Sody Caps.
I literally
the
said that.
Pikachu Jam.
I literally said that last night. I don't know if you remember me saying. I was like,
remember it.
doesn't matter, you're gonna win. And you were like, I
am
don't know.
So excited. Bro.
You are the queen of winning artisan raffles.
Keebnoob's got the magic touch.
Got the
I
magic.
am blessed.
Got the magic Google form. I dig it.
We'll see if I'm
But-
this lucky.
Yeah, I woke up and I was like, this is the best day ever. I woke up with no alarm.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
I get Pika Jam, and Mechs on Deck is streaming. What the heck?
What the heck? We haven't done that in a week.
Pika Jam. I really like the name Pika Jam.
I know, right? I also love their the Space Jam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
The Jams are a great sculpt. I definitely say top 5. I don't really
Yeah.
know what my favorite sculpts are. I think the bear is probably my favorite. I really like the OG Lurv. I think I keep calling it the Obsidian. That's just the name. The Observer is a fantastic one. It's really, really well done. I think there's a raffle for one of those today.
That's the Lividity Caps?
Yes. The Albumin is a solid one. I don't know if it's my favorite from them. Like I said, I really like the Lurv. Prime Caps does amazing. Like the Albumin is flawless. I think it's one of the best done caps. Now I don't explore too deeply into artisans as Miss Keebnoob here.
Yeah, I'm
But-
addicted.
She's like, I got a problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that you win every single raffle you enter.
Well, the problem is that when I win one raffle, I win all of them. So then it's like a lot of Monties. Oh, hello, Winnie. Oh.
How's Winnie doing after her teeth cleaning?
After being
yesterday?
tortured.
Dude, she was like knocked out for a hot minute. Oh, look, it's Garbo.
Hey, it's Garbo. I'm a robot? Do I sound like a robot?
Am I a robot? I
No,
think
we
it's just
all robots.
Garbo.
Maybe Garbo's just... That's usually the, like, you sound like a robot.
He's just here with those vibes. Yeah, so Winnie has been sleeping from like the time she got home yesterday until just now. And every time I start, like either I hop on a stream or I'm about to stream, she wakes up and starts yelling.
She's like, I need attention right now.
Yeah, so she's directly under my microphone trying to steal my hair tie, which is the good one that I got from work. And now she's exploradoring around my room. Huh.
I love a good explorador.
But the problem is, there's some keyboards in her way of her usual exploring path.
Mm.
So I'm waiting for one to, like, she's gonna knock something down. It's gonna happen. So what you doing? I missed the beginning. What you doing today?
I had to, I'll show it off. I don't know if you're watching the stream or not. I had to, you see these rounded spots right here?
Mm-hmm.
I had to Dremel out part of this plate so that
For the stabs, right?
For the stabs to pop up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just resoldering. I got it fixed last night. Took about 5 minutes. A Dremel is a great tool to have. It's not the most needed, but if you're someone who offers build services, it can be helpful often, especially with like plates. Plates can get janky. The first time I Dremeled a keyboard, the TR60, I would be really impressed if people in chat knew what the TR60 was, because it was an incredibly small group buy. Back in 2018. I really wish I'd gotten the Win keyless version. I'd probably still have it today if I did. I got the HHKB and I wound up selling it to someone. This is actually kind of an interesting story. So I sold it. I put 100 gram Telios in it. And I liked it, but I didn't like HHKB. And I had two, and I wasn't going to get rid of my TX over the TR. Yes, all the T's. So I sold it to this guy, and like a year, and this was probably December or January timeline of 2018 to 2019, and then Mechs on Deck started, and then the same time a year later, so December, January 2019 to 2020, I get a PM on Reddit that's like, hey man, I bought your board a year ago and I absolutely love it. It's my favorite board. Do you have anything you're selling? Because I want to get something from you. And the guy, not that everyone on the planet knows like what Mechs on Deck is. I don't expect them to. A lot of people in the hobby don't know who we are, and that's totally okay. It'd be great if they did. But you can't catch every single human in the hobby. But I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, you should come to the server. And also my Reddit username is not like Chewy. So it's actually kind of funny because Ninja Pirate just posted a picture of the Squid 60 and and I was like, oh, I'm surprised I guess he used it from the group buy forums from Reddit, but he used my actual Reddit name, which I've had for a hot minute now. And it was just an interesting experience talking to this guy, and then because he got like intent, I was like, oh yeah, come to my Discord server and we'll talk more. And then he was like, oh, you're like a content creator. And you looked it up and he was like, oh, holy shit. And I was like, I actually built that well before. And then it was kind of awkward because he got like intimidated. And I was like, I don't know. Like, listen, like I'm actually looking to sell this board, but I personally think you should put these switches in it. And it was actually the first board I built with Zykos. It was a Tofu Win keyless that Doodlebob stole from me for like 2 months.
It did. I will admit it. I was like, ooh, what's this? Okay.
Cool.
I won.
This mine now. And I sold it, and it's that build. I want to go back and rewatch it because that build sounded so good. That board sounded really good. And he now has 2 boards of mine. And I was actually, I was kind of upset. He didn't hit me up in the winter time for his yearly board.
His annual board
annual
from Chewy.
I don't really have anything to sell right now, but
Soul.
my soul, absolutely.
Yeah, I have the same issue with like multiple usernames.
Mm-hmm.
So people don't. They're like, oh wait, I just figured out right now that you're keep new. I'm like, yeah.
I too have that issue.
Yeah, part of it is like I had created my Reddit account and my Discord like really early on, and then I had my Twitch account I created later, and my Instagram. So like I had all these usernames, but I didn't really think about like the fact that I would need to unify them.
Static Age, what's up? Static Age, the actual People's Champion.
Yeah, Static Age is the People's Champion. Winnie agrees.
She does.
So we can, while we're doing this, we can sip some tea, especially because Static Age is here. PBT
Ooh.
Pastel Rainbow Round 2.
Okay then.
Interesting to announce a round 2 of a set that came out wrong, and then they didn't want to fix it. Stonks. They didn't want to fix it. It's being run by Mintlodica. I assume it will be run through TKC. If not, that would be quite interesting to see what Mintlodica does there, because if it's wrong again, then it's not TKC's fault. So, Keep Queen's thoughts. Why are we running a set that was quite honestly a failure again?
I mean, I'm not as educated about these things as other people, but what the heck?
Right.
Why are you doing that?
Is it DSA? Someone says DSA.
Yeah, it's the round 2 is DSA.
Okay, so maybe it will be different, but still.
I think I'm still salty about round 1 Pastel because I did get on that group buy, and I was really sad when the green color was so off. And so they did give the option of canceling your order, which I did. Because I was pumped because it's like rainbow set, and I know you still have it, right?
She's typing on it currently.
I have it, and my opinion on it is nothing like it was supposed to be, especially the green.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a rainbow vomit board, and it just kind of works for that.
We can let's show it off.
All right.
So this is the rainbow. This is the rainbow vomit board. Some echoing. So Doodlebob and I are in the same room.
I will talk a little quieter.
So that might be why. So this is
artisan stuff.
Right. This is the rainbow vomit board. So yeah, Doodle. I mean, you can hear. Let me just for some funsies, real quick. Reach your hand out. Where is it? Right here. You can do it. You can do it. There it is. So,
nails on fleek, girl.
Oh, thanks. They're the same as they were last time.
That's great. I like it.
So, but this green was supposed to be mint. This is in no way a mint color. But it works on this board. Surprisingly, half those colors aren't pastel. Yeah, I'd say purple is pretty pastel. I mean, lavender is just
looked like it came out good.
Blue came out fine. The yellow looks better as on like these two look completely different, in my opinion. I think the yellow on
between like the mods.
Yeah, and there's some more saturation on this camera than in real life. It's a little bit desaturated in real life, a little bit more. But the yellow mods look lighter than the yellow alphas. But I mean, that's just because of coloring and how it matches. It sounds fine. I do hate this backspace, like text, like just arrow or full text. I don't need both.
Thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not something I would think of either.
But I mean, that's just like their molds, not molds, but what they decided to print with. It works on this one. I think it looks good on this one. Obviously, the greens don't technically match, but a green is not a huge part of the coloring of this board.
Yes, it's rainbow.
It's all rainbow. It's all vomit. Sounds good. SM Keyboards, baby. I don't know if he offers rainbow, but he and I are good friends. And, you know, sometimes you got to SPO stuff. I did pay in full for that, so it was not a... That was nothing free.
So, like, I pulled up my receipts for the set. So the core kit was $90, and then the add-on kit was $35. So it was $125 plus shipping for everything. Like, I feel like if the prices were a little bit lower, it wouldn't be so egregious, right? Like I bought a $50 Novel Keys PBT set, and I'm like, for $50, this is lit. Like, but I think because of the pricing, it's like pretty close to like other ABS like double shot sets.
Yeah.
Then I think is why it's like you feel more cheated, I guess. But so like I don't mind that there's a round 2. I like DSA, so I'm not mad at that. But the thing that was weird was like the way she announced it or like leaked it. It just felt very like off-brand, but maybe she's just trying to like be silly.
If you're going to announce something, if you're going to design something, don't say I don't want feedback. Like, full disclosure, she came out and said, don't give me feedback. I don't want to hear it.
He was like, this is not where you give feedback. I was like,
which makes you appear in a certain way. Well, not my favorite company, but look how good HK gaming sets are for $50. Infinity sets must have done a ton of profit. But, the profit's huge. I don't know 100% for certain, but I can almost guarantee that they're making just stupid money off of it. And what's bothers me even more is that they were like, okay, well, we'll do the you can get the refund, and then they're just going to sell those as extras, so they're actually just making more money.
Yeah, so basically like all the canceled sets became like an
extras,
interest-free loan, like
yeah.
Like basically all the people who had been waiting on that group buy loaned TKC their money,
and then they didn't even offer like a discount, right? There was no discount. There was no like, here's some free shit or whatever. Not that, it's nothing. You don't need anything for free, right? You got your money back, but it's a little shitty when you're like, cool, I bought this product. Now I don't have this product. That's great. I have my money back, but this could have been another purchase. This could have been Artisans. This could have been another set.
Paid in time.
Hello, Brez. Salut.
Oh, don't buy round 2.
Don't buy.
I figured just to say this.
She was directly involved in round 1 and it didn't turn out good. So why would round 2 turn out good when she's no longer with the company that's probably going to be making it?
Briz out here.
Just saying.
I like it. I'm also really mad I forgot to change my desk.
Yeah, I'm kind of just waiting, like, because I really like Melodica's designs. I wanted to be a magic girl so bad. These guys know, like, every day for the whole group I was like, you guys, I want to be a magic girl. But I just can't support Infinity TKC right now until I want to feel confident in my purchase, right? And right now I don't feel confident. So,
and nor should you guys. Don't, honestly. Their switches, I'm sure, are fine, right? Their switches, but I wouldn't buy keycaps from them anytime soon. They need to have 3, 4, 5 completed buys under their belt before, and that are good, no problems. Not like the only acceptable problem would be a delay to make sure that they're doing something correctly.
Yeah, like what Cat did.
Yeah.
To like fix their stuff.
The only acceptable issue from TKC when in regards to Infinity right now is a delay in releasing the set so that they can get it right. What's good, Chewy? What's up, man? Disco Crocodile, guys, if you haven't, click on his name. Disco Crocodile, a beautiful man with a beautiful stream. I'm glad he's back at it. So let's...
I wish we could get a response to, like, straight from IFK that had nothing to do with TKC.
We will never get that, but hopefully we can dream.
IFK Grain was. I mean, Grain had lots of issues, Garbo.
Grain was terrible.
Like warped space bars, missing keys.
I won't speak for Lang, but I totally will speak for Lang. He was furious.
Yeah. I have a set, and I think I'm missing 4 or 5 keys still.
I got 1 key fixed whenever my N key showed up incorrectly.
Yeah.
And oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think out of the 6 space bars I have, I think I have 1 that's usable.
Yeah. I lent my set of grain to my sort of family member with the squid. They bought 8008 too, but they also got a squid 60, and I was like, well, it's gonna be a hot minute before that set shows up, so here is grain until then, because I will not be using it anytime soon. Let's see if this bad boy works.
Oh, return in just a moment.
Oh, this isn't even flashed. Well, I'm not worried about it because I forgot to flash it.
Disco said, I'm afraid to open my Infinity Pastel. Aether came out well, in my opinion.
I did hear Aether came out well.
The colors of Islander came out like pretty spot on. It was just there were some weird legend things going on. And also, I mean, I played into the IP situation, so
I mean, screw it, right? IP situation's a little goofy. I mean, at the end of the day, do what you want, right? If you want to steal IP, freaking go for it. But you have to understand that, and I'm not telling you to go steal IP, by the way. Just there it is.
Clips.
Clearing myself. If on your own volition you are like, I'm going to steal this IP. From my point of view, I'm like, whatever. You run the risk. You run a huge risk of potentially ruining your life, especially depending on the IP. Like literally fucking your entire life over.
Yeah, like Nintendo don't play games.
Nintendo might actually like legitimately could ruin your life.
Yeah.
They could make sure that your kids are screwed. Like they're as Brett said, they're not playing games. If you piss off the wrong company, you could be slapped with a lawsuit, and even if you find a way out, they're going to be able to just hold you in court until you are out of money. Unless I guess you have more money than a company like Nintendo, which if you do, why are you selling keycaps anyway?
Why are you stealing IP? You've obviously sold something good.
I am back.
She's back. Maybe it's just a power move. Maybe it's like I'm poor, but or I'm rich, but I need to feel in power. All right, what are we doing here? Is this... That works. All right.
They're standing up to the man. Who the man is, I'm not sure. But
Sticking it to the man. It's such a great movie. Jack Black is a gem of a human.
I need to watch School of Rock again.
It's so good. My favorite is how accurate it is of a music class. All right.
So what exactly did you have to do to this plate? You
I
had to Dremel it out, you were saying?
Yeah, I'll show you in a second once I'm done. Curious to hear what you think of Wind Keyless. Notice you have one on your desk right now, and I ordered the Onyx and Wind Keyless as a Mac user, but wondering if the aesthetics of it is worth the trade-off. Most key sets have 1.5 super keys in my case. Well, I love Wind Keyless. It is my 60% Wind Keyless is my favorite layout. If you are curious, hey, it's Garbo. The board on my desk is a board that I co-designed with Blind Assassin. It is one that I have now sold in group buy form as the Squid 60. On my desk is the Baka 60. I love it. I'm not a Mac user, but you can remap things. So my map is, I don't need caps lock on the top layer. So this is my mod key. And then to do caps lock, I hold down this and hit tab. And then this is my Windows key, which I've been using that style layout for a hot minute now. Even when I have a full, like on my key cult, it's not Wind Keyless, it's just standard 60. I have 3 Windows keys because I don't know what to do with them. I don't use menu.
You build that muscle memory over time.
Yep, I'm just like, they're basically just empty space. I mean, honestly, I could probably just put them as like nothing. They're just like, they're there to look pretty.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I haven't seen a full-size right shift in so long.
Blockers make baby Jesus sad. That is a take. That is a take. I will leave it at that.
And then we got static with the 40s. Then you get really interesting layouts.
This screw is not wanting to go in. It is a take. We live in a society. Exactly.
Oh man, I'm so sleepy. I think because
Wake up, Al.
I like woke up maybe 40 minutes ago, and I just like laid on my bed, just like watching the stream on my phone.
Nice.
I think Davis finished her barley corn last night, and so I was hanging out with her on her stream.
Oh,
And,
nice.
like,
Howdy.
oh, she's so funny.
Buck Naked 78. Thank you for the follow.
What a name.
Yeah, seriously.
Larkin. Nice.
Static, what is the Dimple Plus?
Oh yeah, that's his new board he got.
Is it some like wild 40s layout?
Yeah, it's a little 40.
It must be crazy if the layout breaks even Static's brain.
I mean, he regularly is using, like, I think the Prime E.
Okay.
Yeah, 40s hurt my brain sometimes. Just like, because I can't remember the key maps that I put.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Trade Splatter, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Look at that. Boom. We fixed it. Except it's a silent switch, so. Fixed. I'm not going to do a typing test. If you want to hear the typing test, there's a video of me building this board. But guess what? It's a silent build, so it's not much to
What
hear.
switches are those?
These are Xylants, so I don't know. I think they're 78 gram. Nope.
Are Xylants always blue?
Yes.
Um,
Sorry, Aqua Xylants, I guess. I
Yeah,
should say.
there's a.
Oh, that's it.
So
there's a
maybe they're
pretty
not
big-
78. I think these are like 67. I don't remember.
The color was throwing me off. I was like, oh.
You can, in fact, use Aquaxylants for Zycos. Worth noting. So you can make some really interesting.
Yeah, that's what I should have used for mine. Because I have.
You can do like Aquaxylant. I mean, it's a little
I
more
have Polar
expensive.
Panda.
Yeah, the
I have,
Polar
like,
Panda and the
the-
Aquaxylants would be great.
I want to make Psychos, but I don't want to spend another like $70 to get Zeal switches.
You're not wrong. I don't. You know, I've talked with some people about it, and to me, it's worth it for a board. It's worth it for a board after one.
Because
It
I already
really
have
gets wasteful.
Halos and Pandas that I've had just like sitting in a box for like a year and haven't used yet, but maybe
What?
when the iron shows up.
I think
Maybe you can like put out a call for like people's random like extra Zelios
Yeah.
and Xylans, so you'll get like a rainbow of different bottom housings.
Ooh.
Juicio, no. Polar Pandas and regular Pandas should be the same. They're just different colors.
Because I for sure will have extra. Like I always have like some extra Zelios in my drawer.
Juicio, thank
Otherwise-
you very much. Oh, is there? Okay. Yeah, no, there's no difference. Yep, as Brett said.
They had red pandas too for a while. I forget what those were called.
I think they were just called red pandas.
Yeah, it's like yolk red
pandas.
panda.
Yolk red panda.
And they had mint ones too for a while.
Because the Yawk is this is a broken one from this is the OG Zyko. I can just show off one of the first four. Boom. The ugliest switch you'll use. I do have some of these, oh god, what are they called? Why am I going completely blank on the name of this switch? Hold on really quick. There, Kinetic Labs. What's the name of that switch? Your boy's brain is not
Penguin?
working. The Penguin. I do have some Penguin switches officially coming my way. People really like them apparently, so
I've heard like you have to lube them, and they also recommend like heavier spring weights in those.
hell yes. Fuck you. I am all about it. I have so
Sounds
many.
perfect for Chewy.
I have so many goddamn 74-gram springs, and I need not 74-gram springs.
Well,
Yeah,
you stocked up on the novelty sale, didn't you?
Yeah.
Same. I've got like 8 bags
Forever.
of springs.
Yeah, Switch Doctor AU did like a pretty intensive review of them on her stream. I'll have to see if I can find the video and send you.
I think Theremin included them in one of his reviews too.
Yeah, she said stock they're bad, but if you get the heavier version and lube them, it should be
Are they a JWK recolor?
I'm not too sure. I thought they were like a Ergo Clear something.
Ergonomic,
What
unlubed,
is it?
tactile switch. Penguins are a tactile. Here, let me just. So here they are. This is Kinetic Labs. Penguins are a tactile switch with tactility profile similar to Ergo Clears. Cherry MX Clears with light springs. Order $79 on the springs respectively used on spacebars and long modifiers. I like that you can. I like that they put the heavier springs in there. I enjoy that.
Mhm.
I bet they're good at 78 grams, which means they're probably really good at 74.
I really like Kinetic Lab's site.
Yeah,
Like,
I
gives you
ordered,
so much info.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
full disclosure, we have a lot of products that we are receiving for free to try out. So it will be kind of I don't know what we're gonna do with the content exactly, but it would be a sponsored content, as we did not pay for the products that we are receiving. But I'm very excited to see, because I think he's hitting the ground running. That's the best part. He's got a couple switches. It's not a huge, but I mean a lot of sites don't even have that. We've got some Duroc switches, L series. If this is a tactile, this is linear. So yeah, just your standard JWK linears, which is nice to have. Penguins, so kind of lead the charge on there. So they've got nice little switch openers. The metal ones are real nice because they don't wear down. Switch puller, I like that he did his own. $6, super inexpensive, and those are really, really good switch pullers. He's got the Yacht Polar Pandas, which is a nice touch if you want something in that colorway. Switch films, so he came out of the door swinging. He's got black on white PBT keycaps. Great. The only thing that is missing from here that I think would have made this 100% great is there is no split backspace. There is no 1.5U backspace. So kind of upsetting to see that, but I don't know. Exactly.
Fight.
And then we've got blanks in 9009. I've never used blanks. So it'll be interesting to see. He's got some cool desk mats. He's got the 9009 kind of dots theme. He's got this cool bloom desk mat. And this Blue Horizons. I really like the Blue Horizons one. I think that'll take really good pictures, especially of my Baka, because it matches the colors. What else does he have? He's got lube, stem holders, lubes. We're not officially sponsored by Kinetic Labs. We are just providing sponsored content as he is sending us stuff to try. Lots of a lube palette, which I guess some people use. I personally don't. But
Interesting to hear.
and then he's got brushes as well, which we don't see a lot of sites. And he's got them. I like where he's going with this. He hit the ground running. He didn't. He's got switch containers. He's got keycap containers. I think he did a really, really good job with this, and I'm happy to see someone really take the lead. He's got a shirt as well. If you're into shirts that have keyboards on them, who knows?
If you love shirts,
then if you love shirts, have I got the site for you? Yes, I am human. I am into shirts. What's up, CF Canner? So yeah, let's get. I don't want to do this, but I do, and I need to because.
What you gotta do?
I gotta lube blueberries and put 89 gram springs in them because after my wife's squid, which for reasons at a later time I will explain why I am not showing it up. CF Canner, what's up? We're just chorin. We're hanging out. We are getting some stuff prepped for the coming weeks. But for reasons I cannot disclose quite yet, I am not showing off my wife's squid, but I built it with Moyu Blacks, which I think are fantastic switches. And after putting them in, I was like, cool, I'm taking these. So, but...
Mine.
S mine now. I'll do a very quick typing test of the blueberries that I put in this. It's going to sound different in the squid, but these sound and feel amazing. They're super heavy, very tactile. So really quick, I'm going to mute Discord and audio for a very quick sound test. Hello, Garbo. I am just going to go ahead and type over the sound test because I know that you really wanted it. So, hey, it's Garbo. This part of the sound test is for you. I hope that you really enjoy this sound test, and I hope that this kind of brings you peace, maybe brings you some good luck. So, yeah, I mean, I could sit here and talk all day. Thocky speech, exactly. I mean, maybe this is the new way of sound test. It's like, how is this gonna sound when I'm sitting here talking over my keyboard? Like maybe I'm like, he's on the left, He's on the left. Just gaming. Gamers. Gamey gamers. Yes, that is the bumper. And it is a great board. Hey, it's Garbo. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. I like to think I earned that one. I earned that one wholeheartedly. Gaming ASMR? Absolutely. Yeah, don't show me. Just show me like a close-up of the lips talking and then just an extreme close-up of like the left hand, right? Like, whoa, I just turned my entire camera. Just only this. Sorry for the loud noise. Just only this. Just. And then just close up. And then it's just extremely high levels of audio. Like the new desk mat? Thank you, Miss the amazing Genly Bean, a.k.a. Genly Queen.
Genly Queen.
Is behind it. She's the culprit. So, let's get this stuff prepped. Actually, before I do this, I'm going to use the restroom.
That's a lot of switches to lube.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to prep it or if I'm just going to... Like, I don't know if I'm going to completely lube them.
Oh, I can't hear Dave.
Me neither.
I'm here now because I muted myself on Discord.
You're good. I was like, wow, this timing test going forever.
So, this man by day, thank you. Yeah. So, I am going to step away for just a brief second. I'll just leave this up so that the Keeb Queens and the man himself, Brez the Mod.
Brez and the Keep Queens.
Brez and the Queeb Queens.
Your mom.
AMA.
Sounds like
That's
a
the
band
same
name.
thing. Yeah. He's gone now, chat. Let's get crazy. What you guys want to know?
I won't tell.
I won't tell either. And
Elle's
we can delete
Elle's
your
got all the
messages before
drama.
he gets back.
The drama. What's the spice?
How do we raid Area 51? Obviously, you need to use the Naruto arms running technique because
Oh,
you're
God.
moved too fast. They can't see you.
That plan they had on what was it, like Reddit with like the Naruto runners and the like G
Yeah.
Field gamers. That was hilarious.
Hashtag Team Gamma forever.
You
What are you
also
guys up to?
Clearly got to do it in the middle of the day. They would never expect you to raid Area 51
Yeah, right.
in the middle of the day.
Why are light springs the best?
Shh, guys, he's coming back.
Heck no.
I said that in sync with you, but my mute
Yeah,
mic
you
was
did.
muted. Why are light springs the best? One drunk man, you're drunk. How dare you?
You're true.
Oh, heck no. I need that clipped.
Who, Keep Noob saying that?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. It's like your catchphrase.
I need to catch Chomin yelling during gaming when he says, "Go to heck."
Does he say that? I've never heard him say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's like his polite yelling at people.
Yeah. He's like, "You can go to heck."
That sounds showman-like.
Chewy, did you get affected by the Texas snow pretty bad? Yes, it was rough. We didn't stream this week because Osiris had it a little bit worse than I did, and then we did as his pipes froze. We luckily did not have any issues with water, but we were without power most of Monday. A smidge more power on Tuesday. Wednesday was a lot better, and then Thursday I pretty much fully recovered. Thursday we were without power for about an hour and a half, so we had ourselves a nice little hour and a half long nap, and then woke up to power. So the funniest part about regaining the power is we have hue lights, so our lights are always on, or in the on position, but then the hue keeps them off. But when the power resets, all the lights come back on. So it's kind of like, oh.
It'd be in the middle of the night. We'd like wake up and be like, "Oh, we have power now. That's nice."
Nice.
You're like, why did you wake me up? But also, thank you for being on.
I'd say the worst part was losing all of our food in the refrigerator and freezer.
Yeah, that sucked.
The boredom was fine. It was manageable, but another day I probably would have gotten a little bit more like affected by it. The best part is it brought this fun sense of community to all the people in Dallas that are in the hobby, where it was like we were doing daily check-ins, and while people were obviously not having a great time, lots of support coming from our friends outside of Texas, and lots of support coming from our friends inside of Texas, just checking on each other. A lot of us have each other's phone numbers. So those without internet, we were able to still reach. So, but we're good. We got food yesterday. We have so much food. We got to honestly, the bright light in all of this is we got to clean out our freezer and fridge.
Yeah, it was literally empty, except for we saved like 3 things that
we
didn't
saved.
spoil.
Well, we saved all of our unopened beer and sodas and wine because they were unopened.
And cold brew.
And the coffee was fine. But we got a chance to like deep clean because fridges, things spill and you don't even notice it. You'll get little bits of like we always get little bits of like oregano or rosemary that we'll have that in the fridge, and then like 1 or 2 leaves will fall off, and then there's just the stuff at the bottom. And the freezer, I think a bag of corn ripped open at some point, so we just had some corn, and then like the ice falls
just floating around.
So we were
the thrilling adventures of cleaning our fridge.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but we were able, and then there's stuff like in the back of the freezer you just don't even remember putting back there.
Yeah, that's just been buried for years.
So, like we found, we call them Pasquales, but essentially, essentially they are breakfast burritos. And they were there over Christmas break, which isn't that long ago. 6 weeks in the freezer is really not like a Jesus Christ, how terrible are you type of thing.
Yeah,
but they were buried. They were buried under something else, and then they were pretty small, and they're in the door. And I looked up and I was like, "We had these for 2 months."
Dang it!
Damn it!
I mean, a lot of things 2 months in the freezer is no big deal, but probably not for things like eggs, I would guess.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be safe to eat. It just might not be very good.
Yeah, it might just not like texturally.
Because a lot of things that have a freezer diet, Frothy KK, thank you for the 21 months, almost at 2 years. That's crazy. We're almost at 2 years. But a lot of things, the freezer date, it's like it doesn't go bad. It's just that it's not going to taste good.
Yeah, it's like that Best Buy.
Yeah.
Like it might not be as good, but it's still edible.
I'm also very I don't know.
You're way more picky about spoiled food.
Overly worried about that.
Not that I'm just sitting around eating spoiled food, but
I mean, I'm a little extra, let's be real.
But it's nice and cleaned. We got lots of frozen goodies. I even said, I was like, I kind of like the way our freezer looks right now, where we always have something, and we always have some easy meals. Howdy, Dutch Master. What's up, man?
Oh, hey.
Dutch, let me know when you're building that Squid 60, my guy. Not to rush you. I need to reach out. This week has been I meant to reach out to a lot of people and schedule our interviews for March. Spoilers, Dutch Master might be one of them.
Spoiler alert.
But we also we have to reschedule Lightning, who was very just got my switches for it. Spoiler. We had to reschedule Lightning, so that will be our first. That will be our first person to deal with. It's just been it's been a week. It's weird when you lose a week. And then next week's going to be difficult because the kids are going to have had a 9-day break. 10-day break, sorry. 11-day, I'm sorry. Because they were off Thursday before. And then they were off Friday.
Why were they off the Thursday before?
So we had an ice day. Because it had initially frozen to where the roads were not safe. And it was actually, like, it was probably fine, but then at 6:30 it started sleeting, like, really bad. Are these blueberries? Yes, they are. It started sleeting really bad on Thursday morning, like right when we would have been going to school, which would have been terrible. So I'm glad they called it there. So they've been off for almost they're like a few days shy of an entire winter break. So they're going to be...
Are you guys going to end up having to go longer at the end of the year to make up for all the days lost?
We have 2 days in April that are there for inclement weather, and that accounts for Thursday and Tuesday, and then so we'll have 3 extra days at the end of the year. So, which won't be too bad, but it'll just be annoying because it'll be like a 3-day week, but only 2 of those days are going to be days that have kids. So it'll be interesting to see how we do everything.
You guys, this is a milestone. I got my first wire pop.
Hell yeah. I'm going to pop. Oh, that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll prep these switches and then I'll lube them another day. And then I'll show off how to fix a wire pop.
Yeah, I need your help.
It's actually quite easy. And you only need... Yep, I dropped my phone on my spacebar.
Oh no.
And it popped the wire, and I fixed it. And then I fixed it incorrectly, so then I had to forcibly pop the wire. So, I love blueberries, but I wish they weren't so damn scratchy. I lube the shit out of them, and I put 89-gram springs in them, and I think that smooths them out a good bit. And by lube the shit out of, I mean I just put 3204 in a chewy amount, which I lube my switches how I like them, which is I like them like the first couple weeks might be a little gummy, but then they break in really nicely. And that's how these blueberries did.
Luckily, it's on my Q-Frenzy, and the cutout for the stab is like really big. I think I got it back in. I don't know.
You got some room to fiddle with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of space. Like, the plate has a big area, but I'm curious, like, I really want to try the V2 stabs. I didn't have them when I built this board. But...
Squish, squish. Genly Queen!
Ooh, girl, the queen is here.
The queen.
She out here.
For those who didn't know,
She out here
Genly
with her
Bean,
bomb Instagram reels.
Yep. She provided the desk mat, although she did not provide the person holding the desk mat, and I'm still upset.
False advertising.
False advertising. You guys are too much. My favorite thing is watching Genly Bean get annoyed at us complimenting her. So I'm going to continue complimenting her. I think she's an amazing artist, a fantastic desk mat designer, but most importantly, she's an amazing wife and friend. And not my wife. My wife is Abracadaniel. But wife to Grindbox, who Grindbox is amazing. And I know she's like, I fucking hate this. How dare you compliment me?
And she's the Insta Queen.
She's an Insta
Yeah.
queen. She has great tastes in keyboards
And video games.
and video games
And plants.
and definitely plants and videos of people making food.
She's also amazing at keeping receipts and CSI work.
What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. All right. We're going to prep this, and then honestly, I might just lube these. I don't want to because I'm just like, meh, lubing. But. I'm not watching Wentworth. That's the issue.
Ooh, that's it.
Although I've been.
Right.
Jinley Bean, thank you for getting me on Schitt's Creek. I have been enjoying the
Ooh,
show.
Best.
And they scream a lot. And Megan does not. Sorry, Abracadaniel. Doxed! She does not care for TV shows much at all, but especially shows where people just scream all the time. And
I mean, it's not just. It's not that. It's just that every show you watch, there seems to always be someone going like, ah!
Oh, just like yelling.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
like
but-
arguing.
but also Dragon Ball Z is like 30% just the whole time.
Under this.
Did I just hear Schitt's Creek? Yep.
Yeah, Schitt's Creek is so good.
It gets
I
better
don't know
as it
why
goes on.
I never watched it till fairly recently.
Well, I like that it's done too, so that I can like watch it to the fullest. Like I can watch it, and it's like 80 episodes, which means that it's probably written perfectly to end, and where it never gets old.
Mhm. Yeah,
'Cause,
that's
like-
why they ended the show, because they didn't want it to get stale.
Because like Parks and Rec was getting there, and then they were like, "Let's fucking wrap this up," and they ended beautifully. Where The Office, like season 8, season 9's a great season. Season 8, if they had gone from season 7 to season 9
Yeah.
without the Robert California business, I would have been totally fine. They could have just not done a lot of things. And I listened to Brian Baumgartner did a podcast, and they actually, The Office, they were up for a renewal through like season 11, but they were like, this show's done. We need to wrap it up.
Yeah, I don't even really like watching the last season.
Yeah.
They're like, the show's done. Let's wrap it up. Let's cancel it ourselves before it gets canceled. And I mean, once Michael Scott leaves, it takes.
Yeah, it's like,
What's the point?
yeah.
Like Jim and Pam are great, but 20 to 25 minute shows are yeah, I would agree. Yeah,
The whole like Pam with the camera guy thing was kind of like,
that was so
No.
I don't quite recall.
basically some dude that works in the warehouse was like, it wasn't anything terrible, but he like grabs Pam's arm, and you don't really know. I think he was just like, no, you're gonna sit here and talk to me. And so like the boom guy, and the spoilers by the way, for a show that's been done for 6 years that everyone on the planet has watched, but like the boom guy sees that Pam gets grabbed and like takes the boom and like busts him in the face
Oh.
and saves her, and then he gets fired for interrupting like their thing. And then they talk about how like, oh well, this boom guy's been there since season 1, and he you know, like falls in love with Pam because they've just been watching it the whole time, and it was goofy.
Seems a little.
yeah. He was kind of like the potential love interest, since her relationship between the relationship between Jim and Pam was like tense at that time.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it just wasn't believable to me.
It was dumb.
They just started trying to create a drama.
Also,
when there
that's
was no drama.
the trace. I can't see that and not think. If anyone watched Silicon Valley, Elle, did you watch Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
So you know that the boom guy is the Tres Comas guy from Silicon Valley.
Oh, that's right.
So I can't see him as anything else other than Tres Comas. All right, we're gonna loop switches. I feel like borderline violated because I never lube on stream and I lube in a strange way. I'm like opening the world up. Like, don't lube the way I do because the way I do is kind of goofy and weird.
Chewy from Mechs on Deck, exposed.
Exposed.
The expose exposing. The warden guy from Orange is the New Black vandalized the mural Pam was working on, and Pam vandalized his truck. That's right.
I never got into The Office.
What? How? My feelings.
My feelings. I get that. I mean, it's not for everyone. I didn't like it the first time I watched it, and then I revisited it years later, and I was like, oh, this is all right.
I remember, because I didn't watch it. I watched the first season, and I was just like, eh. And the first season of The Office is not great. But I watched a GIF, and like, this is like probably, God, what year? This is 2012? 2011 or 2012. I saw a GIF. It was like in season 6 when I really got into it. The scene where he's like, if I had a gun with 2 bullets and Osama bin Laden and Hitler and Toby were standing right here, I would shoot Toby twice. And I laughed for 10 minutes. What's up, Hellbent? I laughed for 10 fucking minutes at that scene. And I was like, oh my God, if this is the shit. And then I went back and watched it. And When I Fell in Love was, to me, still the funniest episode of television history is Dinner Party.
Oh my God, yes.
I watched Dinner Party 3 times in a row when it came on. It was like 1 in the morning, and I was like, okay, one more. And I was crying, laughing. Like, I couldn't get, I had to like pause it multiple times because
That episode is so funny.
it's so funny. And I've been listening to the Office Ladies podcast, and they've been hinting at it. They're like, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Like, they talk about it because they know how good that episode is, and it just, that episode specifically is honestly it is of comedy. It is my absolute favorite episode of TV. The only other episode of TV that I think comes close to it in like amazingness is Battle of the Bastards on Game of Thrones. I don't know if anybody watches Game of Thrones, but obviously 2 very different vibes.
Yeah, just a little bit. I only made it through like season 4 of Game of Thrones.
Oh man, well you missed Battle of the Bastards. It's a movie. Like, you don't need to know much. It's like, what happened? Like, and one of my buddies had not watched at all Game of Thrones, and for those who are interested in starting Game of Thrones from the top, maybe cover your ears for a moment. But all you need to know is that dude's family lost their castle, and this dude Ramsay Bolton, who's a piece of shit, kidnapped their brother and raped their sister. The sister escaped, so they're fighting to get back the brother from being kidnapped, and they're trying to get their castle back for their family. And that's all you need to know. And the rest of the episode plays out like a fucking movie, and it's amazing. Disco Curtain, yeah. Dinner Party is so much harder to watch than Scott's Tot. I don't know. Scott's Tot is an episode I literally have seen maybe 4 times in my life.
That one is really hard to watch.
Dinner Party to me is not hard to watch. It's just so funny.
Yeah,
Thoughts is hard to watch.
that one is really hard to watch.
So I used to work the overnight shift at a hotel, the hotel that Eric used to work at, and I would come home at. I would miss Abracadaniel. She would leave for work, and I would come home, and we miss each other by like 15 minutes. So I'd get home at 7, and I slept from 7 to about 11 or noon, and then I'd take another very quick like nap at like 2. I'd wake up, eat dinner or eat lunch, get some chores done, chill for a minute, and then just go back and take a nap, and then wake up right around the time she got home, and that's how I managed. But I would come home and I'd turn the office on, and it'd be like 8 in the morning, and Scott's Tots would come on, and I would wake up. I'd wake up and see it, and be like, nope. Fucking find the remote so I could change it away from Scott's Tots.
If that episode ever came on, you'd like be in a panic to change it. You'd be like, no, no, no.
It's so bad. Hellbent TV, thank you for the 5 months tier 1 sub. Thank you, my dude. Guys, check out Hellbent Caps. I'm sure he's got a raffle coming up soon. Hellbent Caps.
It sure does.
On Insta. Hellbent, post your Insta if you would like. Check him out. He does great stuff.
Well, can we also shout out that his sale that's starting right now, his raffle, is all the proceeds are going to the charity for Oak Cliff.
Hell yeah.
Which is a local charity to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, it's basically like they have 4 pillars like education, advocacy, community building, and arts to help combat systemic oppression. So shout out to Hellbent, you the homie, dude.
Oak Cliff is a very historical city, but it is unfortunately not aided that well by the government or other things. And not to be too political, but everyone has cities in their metroplex that could use some help and some aid. And Oak Cliff is definitely one of those cities in Dallas. But
Good cause.
great cause.
I like that.
Yeah, I know Davis from 3D Cubes, when we did they did the Winter Wonderland Deathmatch, that was also the charity she chose.
It's a good charity.
Oh, nice.
It's been around for a minute too. Wrapping up lubing, as I don't lube stems on switches anymore, especially for tactiles. I don't think it really needs it. I think if you just heavily coat the rails enough, it will fix itself. Is it going to be the best the second you put them in a board? Probably not, but doesn't need to be. You're going to be typing on it for a long time. If you lube it to where it's perfect the day you put it together. Can I post the link here? Absolutely. Nice lube station. Thank you. It was made by a good friend of the channel. But I think, if you're going to be typing on a board, oftentimes people will lube it to be perfect the day they start typing. But I'm like, but then the lube kind of runs out. And so after like a month when it breaks in, it's actually under lubed slightly. So you want to slightly over lube it so that when it breaks in, it's perfect. Tips and tricks with Chewy.
Chewy from Mechs on deck. Exposed.
Again. Great drama.
The exposing expose. So these are 89 gram springs from Novel Keys. Blueberries also from Novel Keys. Lubed with 3204. I have these exact switches in my bumper, and my wife typed on it a little bit ago, like a week ago or something, and said, I really like these. And I said, I'm stealing the Moyu Blacks from your board, so what do you want? And she's like, well, I already have Holy Pandas, but I really like those switches. And I was like, well, I happen to have a lot of extras of those.
It's true. You thief.
Ew, my stomach is growling. 128. I just like heard it just go. Brr, 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 brr. It's like, all right, well, I guess I'm hungry.
You got the rumbly in your tumbly.
Keyboard work, Chorin really gets you hungry.
You burn those calories.
Sitting at your desk.
I'm sitting at my desk burning calories by placing these springs.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna ride my bike a little later.
There you go.
Get some exercise and prepping for when me and Lang start streaming.
So excited. I wish I could be a part of it. Need a
What
bike.
are you guys doing for stream?
So he had recently purchased a spin bike, and I had also been thinking about it, and so I was like telling him, it'd be hilarious as if you like rode your spin bike while also like reviewing interest checks or like
Lordy.
talking keyboard stuff. Because right, if you're like dying on a spin bike, it's gonna bring out your like initial emotion, right? Like like you can't hide like behind, like your brain is not able to focus too much, I feel like. So your first like thought is gonna come out. So I agreed to ride along with him on stream. We're calling it Keepsercise.
I love it.
Exercise.
But it's just something fun to do and will motivate me to like keep riding my bike.
Static Age, these are going to go in my wife's Squid 60. I would show it off, but for reasons soon to be explained in the next couple weeks, I am not going to show it off quite yet.
Oh yeah, Static. I saw DD Decline also got the same bike that me and Static have.
There you go.
It's basically like it's just a spin bike, right? But it can connect to like some of the apps, which is nice. But it's not like you don't have to pay for an app if you don't want to. So like I can connect to the Peloton app, but if Peloton dies for whatever reason, or if I don't want to pay the subscription, it'll still work. But
That's nice.
yeah, it's kind of like independent. But I need to figure out the seat situation because my butt hurts. Like,
That's always rough.
yeah. Like with my bike that I usually commute with, I had got like a wider seat with like the gel and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I don't know if I can do that.
Gotta mod that bike.
Yeah.
Put some lube in it. Getting ready to wrap up these switches, hoping to be done soon.
I still have blueberries that I haven't used.
I'm telling you, they unlock their fullest potential at 89 grams.
Unlock their fullest potential.
Like, you type on it and you're like, damn, this is heavy, but also like, holy fuck. It's like... It is growing to be in my top 4. Although I don't really know what my top 4 is right now. I mean, I know Zycos are number 1, but Moyu Blacks, Creams, Holy Pandas, and modded blueberries. Chewy, you joke, but Luby, your butt with chamois cream is a thing cyclists do. Noted. I'm not going to look that up. I don't want that in my search history.
I mean, it makes sense.
Sounds like when marathoners have to put Vaseline on their nipples to keep them from bleeding.
Oh, it's
And
like
we've circled back to the
Yeah, I
office.
was about to
yeah, I was
say,
gonna say it's the candy.
I feel like that could be a fun game. Like, name something. It probably relates back to The Office in less than 3 steps.
That's true.
That's a good car game. Like playing the 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but with actors and actresses that have been in films together. Yeah. I played that when I worked at the hotel. We play that all the time during the. I worked the trade shift, so I'd work 10 to 6, and we at 2 o'clock is when checkout ended, and we could start accepting check-ins. 2 or 3, I can't remember, but that's when the shift would trade over. So, but the 10 to 2, that 10 to 2 timeline is. That 10 to 2 timeline was pretty slow often, and that was a game we played all the time. Chewy, what are your favorite switches? Mr. Duck Butter, 0. My favorite switches are Zycos, Holy Pandas, Blueberries, Creams, and Moyu Blacks. Although I have not used Moyu Blacks enough. I would say Moyu Blacks would be number 5 currently, because I just haven't used them enough. I haven't used them for an entire week yet. Soon I will be building my Squid 60 with those, as I like them in my wife's, but I put the Instant 60 PCB in my wife's. And I will be putting these switches in my wife's Squid 60, as I think it is a fantastic switch. None of those technically, well, the Zycos are definitely not stock, as that is a Franken switch. Blueberries, I think, need 84 gram springs. Holy Pandas, I like them at 74 gram springs. The Moyu Blacks, I like the 74 gram springs. Creams, I like the 98 gram springs. How can I get a thock sound for my keyboard? I've got some Gatoron inks. You're probably not going to get too much of a thock out of them. Brass plate, you might, but Gatoron inks are relatively quiet switches. So they're just not a super duper thocky switch. If you want linear, a thocky switch are creams.
True.
I'm always confused by the term thock. Does it just mean lower pitch?
Yeah,
sound?
it's just thock is just lower pitch.
Okay, so filming, would that work to help adjust the sound a little bit?
A little bit, but I don't. Maybe, but I don't think filming switches is really even. I don't think it does a whole lot. That's my personal opinion. I don't.
Yeah, I always thought they were a lie when I heard about them, but I put them on my JWK linears, the little type
types.
switches, and it really did make a huge difference sound wise. The pitch went down. But that they all switch. I don't think all switches benefit from them. But yeah, I thought it was a lie originally, but then I tried it and I was like, they weren't lying.
I tried it, but I didn't hear enough of a difference.
Yeah, I think it just
to
depends
make
on
it
the
worth it.
switch.
Yeah, it depends on the switch. I mean, I tried them on alpacas, but it also depends on what build you're using. If it's already going.
It's a lot of work too.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work for a very minimal payoff. They can tighten the housing some, which can tighten the wobbliness. But it also just depends on how much you care about wobble. I can handle some. Not a whole lot, but some.
I feel like I haven't typed on like enough boards to notice if it was wobbly or not.
I can tell when it's way too wobbly. It gets awkward because a lot of the like your backspaces and tabs and stuff, anything that's not a 1U becomes like what anything that's not a 1U that's not stabilized is like what the fuck is happening?
Mhm.
Hey, lubing some blueberries? Absolutely. Danny Pop Designs. These are going to be for my wife's build of the Squid 60. Where can I buy Holy Pandas from? I do like a tactile switch. I noticed there's people selling knockoff pandas. I am concerned. You can get a couple different places. You can go to Drop. Drop has Holy Pandas. You can go to Glorious PC Gaming. They have Glorious Pandas. Basically interchangeable. The only thing is I do believe that the Yak Pandas, those are two that you buy stock and they're fine. I think the Drop Pandas handle spring swaps a little bit better, but as stock switches, they're both great. Glorious Pandas sound really good too. You can buy Yak Panda housings, but if you want a Holy Panda, you would still need to go get Halo Clears and then swap the stems. Or Halo Trues, both either Halo switch as long as they are MX style. I know Kinetic Labs has Polar Pandas, and I don't know if they were. I don't think they are Holy Pandas. I think they're just the housing.
Mm.
Divinity apparently has Glorious Pandas in stock. Are they like a retailer of Glorious Pandas now?
I guess, or maybe they just
I thought you had to get GP straight from Glorious, but I guess not.
They might have something worked out with Glorious. Who knows?
Maybe they're like wholesaling them from them or something.
Yeah, maybe. It's just weird because Divinity is a U.S. vendor too, and Glorious is based in the U.S. So
Glorious is based like 20 minutes from our apartment.
Because I've heard of people buying like the Glorious Pandas off like AliExpress and stuff. Because their factory producing them is reselling them. So I don't know.
That happens a lot with certain things in different countries. A lot of times too, if they have like, say like they get an order of 10,000, but like their machinery just makes it easier that like when they do a full run, it makes like 12 or something, rather than trying to do something weird to like get rid of 2,000s. A lot of places will make them and then just sell them on the side.
Why not?
And they'll just sell them under like a different name on like Taobao or AliExpress.
So we're going to finish this up, and if we have time, I should be able to show the wire pop tutorial.
Are you just spring swapping, or did you lube them too?
I'm lubing.
Oh, do you just lube the housing?
Yep. Tactiles, I don't really lube the stems. I don't think it needs it. I think if you go heavier on the rails and the housing, you really don't need
just transfers.
Yeah, I mean it's literally touching it. So
I used Lang's version of just bag lubing the stems last time I did linears, and it was fantastic.
For linears,
I did like 200 switches in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, for linears, I would bag lube stems and just do the housings. But I didn't.
Housings. I just bag lubed them heavy and then just went with that.
I might try that next time then. What was I gonna say? I just completely lost my train of thought. I wish you could bag lube tactile, but it would ruin the tactility.
Ew.
For those curious, I just use GPL 105 and some 3203. Kind of mix it together in this tub that I have. And I just tub lube springs. I don't do a whole lot. It's just enough to kind of avoid any crunchiness. And these are unneeded, but just in case, these are, I did 60, making 65 for the Squid 60, just in case we fuck some switches up. And voila, we are done lubing. Let me put some shit up, and then we'll start breaking things.
They're going on a squid build, streaking Bryson.
Yes, they're going in my wife's Squid 60. I don't know if I'll stream it, but I'll definitely show it off whenever it's done. All right, so you're using your keyboard.
I can stop using it.
Oh no, I'm using this.
Oh, okay.
I was addressing the royal you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I thought you were turning your mic.
You are using your keyboard and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with my space bar? Let's pop this bad boy out. Boom. All right, it's nice and popped. You're using it and you're like, what the hell? It's not working. Why does it look like this? You have a popped stab. What to look for? Hasn't been the most exciting stream, but at least you can walk away knowing you learned something. We've got beard hair in there because it's a keyboard. This is what it's supposed to look like. You're supposed to be able to see the curve. This is not what it's supposed to look like. You can tell that the wire is out. You cannot see where it curves down. So, Chewy, what do I do? Is the board ruined? Nope. No, it's not. But first, you must annoyingly take apart the board. I like applicators for lube, the little makeup ones on Amazon. There you go.
The patina.
The patina.
That patina, though.
It patinaed real nicely.
Mine surprisingly hasn't patinaed at all.
Oh, your baka?
Yeah.
How much do you use yours? I'm just curious. If you don't say like 90% of the time, we're not friends anymore.
I use it quite a bit. I usually switch between that, my Sirius, and my Clippa lately. Like every couple of weeks, I'll switch.
I was actually unaware that you had a Clippa.
Yeah, I got one from like the round 3 or something. Had it for a while. Got holy pandas in it.
Yeet. All right. So, how do we fix this? Now that we've got the plate out, you can see all the little rings from my sound dampening and preventing the plate rattle. These are literally, this is not an actual ring. I have mine dampened in a way where I put some electrical tape and some O-rings and taped them down, and that just creates a little tension against the brass plate to prevent any rattle. So what you want to do, put a few orange slices in it. It will grow fur, absolutely. You can see,
Gross.
so you can see the wire right here. You can see the wire right here. It's popped out on the right side, so when you flip it, it'll be on the left side. So one thing you can try, you take your metal tweezers, make sure it's unplugged. And you can just kind of work with it. And look, you could just hear it click in. If you just apply a little bit of pressure, and it, boom, it's clicked in. There are lots of holes on lots of PCBs. Let's pop it out again. Oftentimes, you can kind of fish through. You might be able to. You're going, oh, okay, I can't see this wire, or it's not working. But you don't have to desolder your entire board. Sometimes you can just desolder the switches right above the stabilizer, because then you can kind of go through the switch. So if you have your solder pump, you use your handy dandy solder pump, your handy dandy notebook, and you just pop those two switches out. You don't, you're these to the X and C for this board, or the comma and period. You can kind of get in there with these curved tweezers. I do highly recommend the curved tweezers. I would recommend honestly having both curved and ceramic. These can be curved or straight, but typically they're straight because of the ceramic ones. Ceramic are great for dealing with anything that could potentially electrify you, or anything specifically anything with heat. Curved is nice because you can kind of fish under places, and then the metal, all metal, is great to be able to test your PCBs with. So it's actually quite easy. All right, so we have it up. I just put those tools away and in the wrong spot. And we just find the wire. You can see it's up there. It's good to fish, and we'll listen to it. Ooh. Clicks in place. We put our space bar back on. Works just as new. So there is the quick guide of, oh fuck, I popped my Duroc V1 stabilizer. Which, man, I used to like Durocs, but they pop too much.
I'm curious how the V2s will perform. So they got that little extra...
little extra something. God damn it. Put my damn screwdriver up before putting this back together. I cannot tell you how many freaking Bakas and Squid 60s I have screwed together and apart.
Dude, nothing would be worse than having to QC all the Tangus, because there are like 14 screws on the bottom of that board.
Yeah, I would not want to do that.
They're everywhere.
That's why I don't fault people for, if your board is messed up on the inside of where the board clasps together, like, even if I don't have keycaps on it, you're not going to see that mark. So I don't personally, that's not something that I hold myself that high of a standard to. But I also don't charge in a way that would be like, here's a $700 keyboard. I'm like, yeah, then I expect it to be perfect. But if you're never going to see it, especially when it's built and using, unless it was like egregious, right? If there was like machine marks, but if it's just a couple marks from potentially just anodizing mishaps, I don't hold myself to that standard. I won't get mad if I get a board that has that, unless I spent the amount of money, which is probably anything above like $600 to $700 on it. But I don't typically go around buying boards that expensive. So anyway, well, that has been my Chorin stream. I would like to give a quick shout out to our awesome sponsors. You can go to OmniType for GMK Toozy, running just a little bit longer this month. It's a great purple set. They've also got a lot of stuff on their website, so be sure to check that out. You can go to canonkeys.com. Let me type out the sponsors real quick. You can go to canonkeys.com. I believe they're still running GMK Birch. Nope, it is. Yes, okay. And the Onyx Group Buy keyboard. Very cool little F-Rollless TKL with a left macro column. or F-row column, is running right now. And then GMK Birch, a very great set. They've also got a lot of switches in stock right now, with the lilac linears, the seal linears, lots of desk mats. So really cool stuff there. And then Project Keyboards. You can go to mechsondeck.project.link, and you can keep an eye out for GMK Astral. You can also pre-order lots of sets on there, so be sure to check out that website. You can also hit up our awesome partners, Zap Cables. He makes the best cables in the business, in our opinion, and does other awesome stuff like the bumper. He does the desk mats. He does just lots of cool stuff, so check him out. Type Beast, you can go to typebea.st. Be sure to go follow Mech Madness on Instagram, as he is going to be running Mech Madness 2021. So very excited for that. And then the smithrune.com for Smith and Rune. The Iron 165 is coming back, the standard edition. Very excited to see that coming back. Hopefully a lot of people can get that board in hand. This is one of the best boards that I have typed on, definitely in the top 10. So I want to thank my awesome friends for joining me today, as keeping it entertaining, especially when I'm not typing.
Heck yeah.
So, Keeb Noob, when can we expect to see a stream from you?
I'll be streaming on Monday. Sorry, I got like a cough. Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific. I don't know what I'm building yet, but I'll build something.
And Abracadaniel, when can we expect a stream from you?
Today's Saturday, so I lost track of my days with all the weather. Tomorrow, tomorrow at 2 Central, playing some games with Cube Noob.
She's a pro gamer, you guys.
Yeah, number one Verdant
Number one Verdant Village streamer on Twitch. That is not a lie. That is the truth.
Yeah, you know, pretty big deal.
And Brez, as always, worth noting, Brez does not stream. I don't want people to think that I'm leaving him out. Brez is our fantastic moderator around here. So thank you, and all three of them are great moderators. Thank you. We're going to go raid Miss Apiary, and her subathon is going on right now. So hopefully you guys can win some stuff. We are going to...
Ooh, is she doing marbles right now?
So spam that in her chat. We're going to start this raid. I'm sending her own apiary hearts. But thank you guys very much. We will be back Tuesday for actual. We're gonna get buried with exclamation point plays, but we will be back Tuesday with the normal streams. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we will see y'all later. As always, buy a Switch tester.
We did it. You did it.
Yay! I don't even know what the giveaway is for, but I was like,
why not? But given Your Cake is trying to stay in line with why
It
not,
could be a big
wind up
one
shuffling in the
because
first.
I think she
It
hit
looks
her
like it is
1,000
Z
sub
Lobby shooting ahead, but as we know in marbles, you very rarely
if
ever
it's the
keep your
1,000
first
sub
place.
mark one, it's
Let's
probably
keep
the
an eye
key
on them as
called.
they go around. It looks like Choco Choco
She needs to show the
in the front, but Z Lobby
green.
is still in the shuffle.
Also, does she enable boost?
And chess 1 2 1.
I don't think so.
I'm a boost anyways.
Rest on the rest of the pack.